G'day everyone, it's Engelo Rumora here. I'm your favorite Australian and the real estate dingo, bringing you another blog. And today I'm talking to you guys about the real estate deals you should stay away from. And I mean guys, freaking run. Let's get it started. Okay guys, so I want to share a little bit of background here with you, and I'm going to use myself as an example. I started my journey with US real estate around 6 years ago. 2011 I think is when I bought my first property. Completely lost my butt in upstate New York. Bought a turnkey property from the wrong provider, passed me on to property management, nickel and dime me to death. Anyway, I lost around 20 grand, whatever. But that's when I kind of started my journey. And one thing that I've really believed in, and I still do to this day, is when you're looking at investing in real estate or a particular market or a particular region, start off small. Okay, and something that I tell all of my investors, and I've got a lot of investors coming to me every single day wanting to invest large amounts of capital, and I say, no, start off small, get your feet wet, get to know the market, get to know me and my company, and I want to get to know you before we can kind of expand on that relationship, right? So something that I do to this day, and I own a bit of real estate in the Bahamas. I just bought a condo in Japan. I'm looking at some properties in Italy, Cuba, out of all of the places. That's kind of my fun money per se. I want to own real estate worldwide. And with that being said, and by the way, you wouldn't believe how cheap I'm buying these properties. Key word there is cheap. I want to invest the least amount of money possible because that equals the least amount of risk. The lower the amount, the lower the risk. That's kind of in my crazy brain here. That's my philosophy. And that is something that I have done. And I'm not going to change that particular method. Even if that means buying the crappiest property in the crappiest area, a D-class property, renovating it, breaking even on it, I don't care. I want to learn the process. I want to learn the market. I want to learn who is who in that particular region. I want to build trust and relationships with people, because then I will start getting exclusive access to these amazing opportunities once people see that I'm a player, that I'm doing deals, that I'm willing to take risks, and then I'm on the ball, I'm sharp, I'm in your face, I'm getting it done, right? So that is kind of my method. That is what I do, and that is how I started here in the US too. Then once you kind of get your feet wet, guys, you know, the door opens. People know that you're doing business there. They start presenting with all of these opportunities. You kind of become one of them, right? And that's what you really want to do. You really want to kind of become one of them in a particular market, okay? Now, fast forward to what this blog is actually about. Trust me, this makes sense what I just said. I'll relate the two. So the properties that you should absolutely never do and never buy and you should run away from are the ones that need a ton of work, guys, that are structural, rehabs of a structural nature are required. Properties that don't have any margin in them unless you start doing all kinds of development, right? You start extending on the porch or extending on the backyard, or completely revamping, you know, the entire floor plan, or, you know, subdividing the land, building another property on the subdivided lot. Guys, all of these things are a recipe for disaster, and particularly for all of you newbies out there, because you do not control the outcome. As much as you want to say, oh yes, I'm the master of my fate, I'm the captain of my soul, I call all of the shots. No, you don't. I'm sorry, you don't. You have to run everything that you want to do past the city. You have to get an architect involved. The city has to approve it. And we all know the city has their own agenda and their own timeline of how they want to go about things. So it's not in your control. Do not do that. Guys, invest the least amount of money possible in a particular deal, just like I do, when you are getting your feet wet, when you are actually starting in real estate, or when you're looking at expanding into a new market. I don't care if you break even, learn the process, meet the team, get to know who is who in that particular market, and then expand on that and build on that. That is when you'll start getting some amazing deals. I would run away from anything that needs structural work. I would run away from anything that needs approval from someone else. Any property that has a big mortgage attached to it, and you have to kind of go through the banking system and kind of get the liens released and all of that mumbo jumbo. Wouldn't touch it, guys. Buy properties that need a cosmetic rehab, spend the least amount of money possible, renovate as quickly as you can, sell it for whatever you can, cash out and do the next deal. Learn the team, the people, who's who, get to know the market, then you can always expand on that. So that's kind of my 2 cents for you here. It's something that I do. It's something that I advise you guys to do. Yeah, I wish you much success with it. So any questions, guys, let me know. Comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, I'm Engelo Rumora. I'm your favorite Australian and the real estate dingo. I'll catch up with you soon.